everybody, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day. It is a very nice day here in Ohio. The weather is beautiful and it's sunny. Things are starting to grow. It's just amazing, and I also have some really cool news as well. I'm really excited about this one. If you haven't seen the previous video where I go over all of my current projects and what their status is and what's up with them, I'll go ahead and link that video right here in this corner, right there, and you can check it out and let me know what you think. Today we're going to be talking about one of those projects. We have a cool update, and you could probably tell by the title already because I was too excited to not put that in the title, but it's back. It is back today. What had happened previously was my Excursion went in for some repairs while it was in there. They repaired a bunch of things, they replaced a bunch of things, then it got returned back. I had it for 2 days, and then on the second day it actually started just driving really bad. It was idling really bad. So we took it back to the dealership that worked on it previously. That's when they did this work, they discovered it. I actually waited 2 days. I just wanted to test it out before I actually made this video. And we have another list right there, you can see. So this one says, verified customer concern, found DTCS for number 4 injector circuit, performed pinpoint test, found injector failed, removed and replaced injector, and test drove and verified repair. So that description is pretty good of what they actually did. So they replaced one injector, went for a drive, test drove, and then another injector actually failed immediately after that one. And that's highlighted right here. There's two. So there's 2 injectors that they replaced. They also did the Ford diesel multi-point report card as well. I think that's pretty good. Turned out pretty well, I think. But it is here and it is running very well. I'm super happy with it. So we should go check it out. And there it is. It is back. It's finally back. This thing has been gone for about 6 weeks, I think, out of the last couple of months, and it's back. I mean, the thing looks pretty good. It's dirty. There's a lot of water spots and everything that I need to take care of. Everything is exactly the way it was before I left, except now it runs pretty well. So we can go ahead and start this thing up. And as we can see right there, it is 137,211 miles on a completely stock 6.0. I'm so happy to have this thing back. I've been kind of lost without it because I really have wanted to get started on this build, and it's finally back. It's running really well, and now I think we can start in on a lot of the fun things that I have planned for this thing. In the engine, I definitely want to do all of the things that should be done, which is like deleting head stud, maybe heads potentially as well. I saw that the 6.0 bros put in a cam, and that seems like a pretty cool mod. That seems like that one could be quite cool. But I have to get together a parts list and figure out what order we're going to do everything in. One of the differences between the Excursions and the trucks in doing this is that in a lot of cases the cabs can be lifted off of the trucks very easily. It's a little bit more complicated to lift the Excursion body off of the frame. So that's something, it would be like removing the cab and the bed all in one assembly and lifting it up in the air. I've seen a few videos of people doing it and everything, so I know that it can be done. It's just more work, I think, is what it's going to be. That's one that I definitely need to take into consideration, that I probably want to do a lot of the stuff that I can up front, because that's going to be a big undertaking. I'm sure that that's not going to be very cheap to do. And that's only looking at the engine stuff as well. I mean, there are a lot of things that I want to do to this thing. I think initially here in the next coming weeks, what I'm going to be working on this thing are getting through some of the mods that I have. One of them happens to be a coolant filter. I do have one of those. I have a brand new oil cooler in this, so I think now is a good time to go and put on the coolant filter before anything gets into the oil cooler. I think I'd like to do some simple stuff like tinting the windows. I mean, these are just empty. It is pretty dark on the other ones back here behind me, but I think I want to put something on these windows, so that's something that I'll probably do in the very near future as well. I think additionally, with the learnings that I have from putting the double din in the F250, I think that I'm definitely going to put one in this one as well, but I think that I'm probably going to do it a little bit differently than what I did in my truck. And in typical Ohio weather, you can see that it is now starting to rain on my windshield. When I talked just a few minutes ago, it was perfectly sunny outside. And since we're not currently running a tune on this, I think that there are a few other things that I'm going to go ahead and do just ahead of some of the major engine work that is definitely going to get done to this thing. This thing has lived in Ohio for from what I understand, its entire life, and it's in really good condition for the most part. You can see the body right here looks really good. There are some things that I want to address, like this little bit of rust that's starting to happen there. And then this one here is the only real major concern for me. As you can see, it's starting to actually come through the surface right there, and this is starting to bubble through. This is something that I definitely want to try and get addressed before it gets much worse than this, just because all of the other body panels are in really good shape, so I will most likely be getting this dealt with in the very near future, so that way this doesn't get any worse. And additionally, we will be working on steering components as well. They're a little bit worn out. There's quite a lot of play in the steering wheel. Probably update the shocks and try to get it to ride just a little bit better. I think that I'm going to get rid of these things. I would love to have some of the Icon amp research ones, the automatic ones. I think that I'd like to get rid of those. And there are things up front as well. I mean, this is a color match bumper, but you can see that these things are starting to come off and it doesn't look all that great. And actually, the rough country light bar as well has taken rock chips, if I can venture to guess, or it's just the corrosive salt in Ohio that's just destroying this thing as well. And still happy with the custom headlight job that we have here with the HIDs, the bright box to keep all four on at the same time, switchback. All of this stuff is working exactly the way that I'd like it to. We are jumping around a little bit in today's vlog. We're now cruising in the Excursion. The weather hasn't been cooperating at all. I really wanted to give this thing a thorough wash and a new coat of wax, but it's been on again, off again raining, and I see no need to go ahead and put a fresh coat of wax on something if it's just gonna go ahead and get rained on. You can see that we're running right around 660 degrees on the EGTs, which is pretty good. The engine oil temperature, engine coolant temperature, pretty close, much better than what we had previously. I'm very happy with how this thing is currently running. I'm really stoked to get some more power into this thing. Of course, the reliability part is very important to me too, but more power is always fun as well. Just in its form right now, the way that it is, it's really quick. I mean, the 6.0s really are fast. And I mean, if we compare it to the 7.3, I mean, this thing is faster than my 7.3. I think one thing that I am currently missing is I really want an exhaust. I really want to be able to hear this 6.0. I have been thinking about it, and I'm trying to decide, should I go with the standard 4-inch turbo back and just go with that, or what does a 5-inch sound like? Does anybody know what a 5-inch turbo back exhaust sounds like on a 6.0? If anybody has heard it and could give me an opinion one way or another, I would definitely love if you could leave a comment in the comment section and tell me, does a 5-inch exhaust sound good on a 6.0? We are back in the garage. So the Excursion is running very well. I'm super happy with the way that it's running now that it's back. Very excited to get started on these mods. Just to do a quick recap, I think the first things that I'm going to do are probably get some window tint. Got to do that, and I got to do some repair work for some of that rust that was happening there in that kick panel. I think I got to put an exhaust on that thing. I mean, I really just need to put an exhaust on it. And then while all of this is going on, I'm going to be working on getting together the list of build items and the list of things that we're going to need to build out the engine. But I think this is where we're going to end this one, and I definitely appreciate you stopping in today and hanging out, checking up on this latest update. And if you like this video, please tap the like button, and if you're not already, tap that subscribe button. It definitely helps me out, and I will catch you guys in the next video.